We wheel them and we turn them and we rock them and we sound them and we temper them and laughs the rhythm sweet.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Riddim Suite. I'm your host Felicia Renee, and today my girls and I will be immersing ourselves in food and culture with the Reggae Chefs. Welcome back guys, we're sitting here with Peter Ivy, who is the CEO and founder of the Reggae Chefs. Welcome Peter Ivy.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So now tell us, what is the Reggae Chefs?
The Reggae Chefs is a personal chef service that fuses Jamaican food and Jamaican culture to give our clients a total Caribbean experience. We operate in the West Coast of the USA, and we allow our clients to experience Jamaica in a different way overseas. We allow them to mix and match various Jamaican activities with their favorite Jamaican dishes, and our chefs come out to wherever they want us to be, and we create that experience for them.
So how did this idea start?
You know, I like to say that the Reggae Chefs was in the making from when I was a kid, right? So I've always loved my country's history, and I love talking about Jamaica. As far back as I can remember, I've been watching Miss Lou on TV and just being mesmerized and her passion for the island. I eventually migrated to the States, and that love came with me. And in the States, I started to see people consuming Jamaican culture in a way that I didn't even imagine while I was living in Jamaica. And the people who were providing for this consumption weren't even Jamaicans. So I decided that maybe it's time for a Jamaican to come up with something a little bit more innovative, a way to package our culture and deliver it in a right and proper way.
Now you mentioned Miss Lou. Would you say that she's an inspiration for you?
Miss Lou is definitely an inspiration for me. So much of the Reggae Chefs can be found in my personality. My team and I, this is how we are. Even when we're not working, we are the Reggae Chefs. All we do is just talk about Jamaica. And just we are Jamaicans and we wear that on our sleeves. Miss Lou, number one. Marcus Garvey is a major inspiration. We know the importance about never forgetting our roots, right? We want people to identify us by who we are and what we stay true to, which is Jamaicans and by extension Africans. If we're going to show people about what Jamaican culture is, there is African activities sprinkled in our service as well.
What does that look like, African activity?
Well, our clients can customize the service, so they can pair games with food. When people think of Jamaican games, they might think about Ludi and stuff like that, but we actually go more further than that. We went and did our research and find games that are found in West Africa and incorporate that in our service as well. Also, story time or language lessons with the Reggae Chefs include Anansi stories, and these stories are, most people think, well, not, I wouldn't say most people, but I did before I discovered that that Anansi the spider is a Jamaican fairy tale, but it's actually have its roots in West Africa. So these are things that we bring to the table, literally and figuratively, when you order the Reggae Chef service.
So let's talk about motivation for even opening a business.
Right.
Because you saw the market and you saw what it was like,
Yes.
but you still went ahead and a personal chef business at that, where people are inviting you into their houses.
Right.
What is that like for you?
I think I can speak for the rest of the Reggae Chefs when I say that we're constantly surprised at how well received now our service is.
No.
No.
It wasn't before?
No. It was hard to explain to people what we were going to do when we were starting out. Right? People would say, "Oh no, bring Jamaica come on my door." What that mean? Right? That sounds like a restaurant. So we constantly have to explain to people that it's not a restaurant. This is what we're going to do and this is what to expect. Fortunately, we've been able to stick to our guns, stick to our mission, and show people that we mean what we say, and we do that with research. At any given time throughout the year, you can find the Reggae Chefs in Jamaica. We consider Jamaica our head office. You know, like some company have a physical head office. Yeah. Our head office in the Blue Mountain. You understand? So we go home, we learn recipes, we learn what's the new slangs on the street, and we bring that to the table. We learn what the new dances are, and we come back and we chef them, master them dances, and teach people these dances.
Really?
Right? Yeah, man. So these are things that we bring to the table. We mean what we say and we do what we mean. When we say we're bringing Jamaica to your doorsteps, that's what we do.
So you mentioned restaurants. Is that what's next for Reggae Chefs?
That's a really great question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule it out, but I think the Reggae Chef service, we would like to stay innovative. And to stay innovative, we want to get more creative than deciding to build a brick and mortar store on the corner. Right? I think we want to keep innovating our service to see how we can evolve in serving our mission in a totally different way than people are expecting. I think there are people out there might be expecting that we should have a restaurant in a few years. I'm not ruling it out, but I definitely want to stay away from the brick and mortar and keep innovating.
What's next for the Reggae Chefs?
The Reggae Chefs are a special project that we're working on called Scattered Jamaica. And that's where we scour the globe looking for other cultures and finding what are the similarities and differences that these cultures have with Jamaican culture. When we come back, we have a dinner party that we call the Reggae Chefs Present Scattered Jamaica, where we showcase what we've learned in these other cultures. We partner with a few people as well. We're lucky to have Kanai, and they have a very interesting approach to how they're going to sell their product to Caribbean people.
So then, can you speak to the challenges? What challenges do you face?
I think the number one challenge is people still don't believe what we do when we say what we do.
What does
Until
that
we
mean?
do what we do.
They don't believe.
It's like, to my knowledge, there's no other service like this. There's no traveling chef service going around with the sole mission of promoting and preserving a country's culture. So when we say to someone that you miss Jamaica, you need the Reggae Chef service, right? If you can't buy a ticket, we're going to come in your kitchen and we're going to do up your favorite Jamaican meal. We're going to talk to you all day long, we're going to laugh, we're going to dance, we're going to play some Ludo. They don't really believe it until they see it. But the positives greatly outweigh that one challenge. We've been fortunate to witness the power of Jamaica and people. I think if doctors or scientists should do research, they should research how much euphoria people feel just by mentioning the word Jamaica. Not only do we mention it, we bring as much of it to you as possible.
So do you guys only work in New York or do you go everywhere?
No man, the Reggae Chefs is very mobile. We go anywhere clients want us to be, both across the states and international waters. For us, we are in first row watching people's reaction when they've been in this country for 30 years without being able to go back home. And somebody say, me not play Ludi in 25 years. Get the Reggae Chefs, them you to have some pretty Ludi board, and trust me, them are going to give you a good game and cook some big dumpling and some saltfish for you. One of the most memorable experiences for me was a woman who was terminally ill. She hasn't been back to Jamaica in a while and she was planning to visit right before she got sick. Her family got together and got the Reggae Chefs to go in the hospital. We weren't able to cook, of course, so we brought our dishes. But the vibe that we brought to that lady, I got to witness firsthand how nostalgic Jamaicans react to our service and how people who's never visited the island use us as an introduction to the island. That's always an amazing experience for us, and that's something you can't tell somebody. You have to see it.
Right.
And I think Jamaicans don't even realize.
Do you have people coming back to you saying, you know, because of you, I went to Jamaica and so and so?
All the time.
Really?
All the time. We keep track of that. We actually partner with some hotels on the island, and we track our clients usually visit Jamaica within a year of using our service.
So why are you guys so passionate about Jamaica?
The Reggae Chefs are so passionate about Jamaica because there's this thing I see in Jamaicans. When we leave our island, there's something about home that we hold on to for dear life. And one of the things that the Reggae Chefs want to be at all the time, we want to be Jamaicans. And we decided that we wanted to get paid to be Jamaicans. And I know it sounds like a crazy concept, but when I first moved to this country, I was teased for my accent that I didn't want to let go. I had hardships that made me feel like I wanted to be back home. That's my safe place. And I realized that there was a market for this kind of service. I felt like it would be great if I could figure out a way to get paid, to talk the way I talk normally, to be who I am every single day, tell the stories I tell to my friends. So the passion really comes from being extremely patriotic and coming from a place that you want to be from. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if people are going to understand that when I say that to people. Yeah. But I come from a place that you want to be from. As you get out of Jamaica, you see how people react to Jamaicans and all things Jamaican. If you're from the island, man, you have to stand up and say, yeah, I was born there. Yeah. I am this is me. And I think every Reggae Chef share that passion.
So what don't people get to see, the behind the scenes of the Reggae Chefs?
They don't get to see the madness.
What madness?
Because we are Jamaican, so we cuss and fight all the time behind the scenes. Yeah. We war, we are Jamaican. And we all have our own ideas on how to prepare this dish, how to prepare that dish. This person, grandmother used to prepare it like this in a St. Mary, and my granny used to prepare it like this in a Wall Harbour, right? So we somehow have to find a common ground as a team and say, yo, this is how we're going to present it to the client. That's what people don't get to see. What we do and go through as a team, as a Jamaican team, trying to deliver this service to you.
Why do you love your job?
Man, what a sweet question. You see, me just doze off to answer that question there.
I love it.
When the Reggae Chefs travel, we get to see people as white as snow. And not just white people, every people.
Everybody.
Selling Jamaican flags in their gift shops, in their stores on the street, wearing the t-shirt. I'm lucky, I'm blessed, and fortunate enough to operate a company that requires us to be Jamaicans. I don't know how many other jobs out there require you to wake up every day and just be yourself. I also love my job because I get to work with a wonderful team each and every time I step out there. I get to work with my friend them. I get to work with dancers and chef and everybody. Everybody mix up in a one team. And also the third thing is, the job is awesome because of our clients. We make it a point of duty to not take them for granted.
So why should we use the Reggae Chef service and not another personal chef service? Why are you the best?
You could have asked a harder question. You don't have to use this service. You ever watch them all-time Batman movie? And when the bat signal go off, and Batman grab the phone and say, yeah, me there from away. You know you need it, you don't ask no question, right? When we get booked, we know it's not a mistake. Really? You never accidentally dial the Reggae Chefs number. You want a specific brand of service. And that's what separates us from another personal chef service. We specialize in what we specialize in, and we're good at what we do. This is Peter Ivy, founder and CEO of the Reggae Chefs and the Riddim Suite.
We'll be right back.